Hello, you are watching the English News Bulletin on QPVN channel. I'm Cho Nguyen, and now let me keep you up to date with the headlines. President LUONG hosts incoming ambassadors to Vietnam. Defense cooperation serves as important pillar in Vietnam-Russia relations. Vietnam becomes world's second biggest garment exporter. On December the 26th, President LUONG hosted separate receptions for newly appointed ambassadors of Cuba, Zimbabwe, and Bolivia, who came to present their credentials. Receiving Cuban Ambassador Rogelio Polanco Fuente, President LUONG urged the ambassador to act as a bridge for the two sides to effectively implement the commitments, agreements, and cooperation programs between the two countries. The focus should be placed on agriculture and energy while expanding collaboration in such potential areas as pharmaceuticals, biotechnology, healthcare services, telecommunications, culture, and tourism. President LUONG agreed with the diplomat on the need to continue fostering coordination and mutual support at international organizations and multilateral forums, reaffirming Vietnam's consistent stance on calling on the U.S. to lift its blockade and embargo against Cuba and remove Cuba from its unilaterally imposed list of state sponsors of terrorism. The Cuban ambassador pledged to devote his utmost efforts during his tenure to further enhance bilateral cooperation. Hosting Zimbabwean Ambassador Constant Shewabi and Bolivian Ambassador Hugo José Sile Nunes de Brado, President LUONG said there are always support, assistance, and companionship of international friends, including Zimbabwe and Bolivia, for the Vietnamese people in their national construction and defense cause over the past nearly 80 years. He urged the ambassadors to excel in their roles as bridges of friendship and cooperation during their tenures. The same day, President LUONG hosted a reception for Special Envoy of the Palestinian President Riyad Malki. The same day, President LUONG attended the 2024 Military Political Conference held by the Ministry of National Defense to review the implementation of the defense military missions in 2024 and to plan for 2025. General Phan Văn Giang, Minister of National Defense, chaired the event. The conference highlighted the armed forces' effective management and control of the airspace, sea, borders, and cyberspace, successfully repelling foreign vessels violating Vietnam's maritime sovereignty and IUU fishing. There were significant advancements in training, drills, education, and the building of exemplary and outstanding units. The forces excelled in domestic and international sports, achieving remarkable results. Commemorative activities, particularly the 70th anniversary of the Điện Biên Phủ victory, the 80th founding anniversary of the Vietnam People's Army, and the 35th Whole People's Defense Festive Day were conducted meaningfully, stimulating national pride and aspirations for progress while leaving a positive impression on the public and international community. The successful Vietnam Defense Expo 2024 showcased the country's defense capabilities and opened opportunities for further cooperation in defense industries. Homefront and gratitude toward mass mobilization in 2024 achieved tangible results, mobilizing over $116 million to support 678 Vietnamese heroic mothers, construct over 15,650 homes, and assist more than 9,200 disaster-affected households. Numerous martyr cemeteries were repaired and upgraded, especially in northern key areas, while 1,099 martyrs' remains were collected, repatriated, and reburied. International integration and defense diplomacy were proactively advanced, reaping significant milestones that enhanced Vietnam's global standing, strengthened mutual trust, and safeguarded the fatherland early and from afar. The Ministry of National Defense needs to continue to thoroughly grasp its mission, while perform its function as a strategic advisory body to the party and state concerning military and defense issues, improve research and forecasting capacity, and adopts flexible and effective response strategies to situations, maintaining a peaceful and stable environment for national development. That statement was made by President LUONG, Chairman of the Council of Defense and Security and Commander-in-Chief of the People's Armed Forces at the Political Military Conference. On behalf of the party and state leaders, President LUONG hails the achievements that the Central Military Commission, the Ministry of National Defense, and the officers and soldiers of the entire military have made in 2024. The Central Military Commission and the Ministry of National Defense have performed well the function as a strategic advisory body to the party and state in military and defense issues, promoted their core role in building the whole people defense posture associated with the whole people security posture, consolidated the people's hard disposition, and properly performed military and defense tasks associated with social-economic development. The military has successfully researched and produced a number of high-tech weapons and material which have been equipped for units in the whole military for combat readiness. In the current situation, those achievements are of crucial importance. Regarding the direction and solutions for implementing the military and defense missions in 2025, President CUONG urged the Ministry of National Defense to seriously follow the direction of the General Secretary at the 12th meeting of the Central Military Commission, that is accelerating, making breakthrough, and being determined to successfully complete the goals and tasks of the resolution of the 11th Military Party Congress. The Military Party Committee must be truly healthy, strong, and exemplary in politics, ideology, ethics, organizations, and cadres qualifications. The absolute and direct leadership of the party in all aspects of the military must be strengthened. The Central Military Commission and the Ministry of National Defense need to effectively implement programs, projects, and plans in the fields of logistics, supply, and technical services, defense industry, and military science, while actively performing international integration and defense diplomacy to protect the country in early and from afar, and safeguard the nation's interest. During a working session on December the 26th, General Phan Van Giang, Minister of National Defense, delivered directives to guide the implementation of key military and defense missions in 2025. The ministers emphasized enhancing the armed forces' research, forecasting, and advisory capabilities to propose sound military and defense policies, ensuring readiness to handle situations effectively. He urged proactive development in military theory, strategy, and the people's warfare approach to adapt to new forms of warfare. We must strengthen the whole people defensive posture and improve overall armed forces quality. Every soldier must sing during flag-raising ceremonies, whether in the formation or not. General Zhang called for maintaining combat readiness, monitoring the airspace, sea, borders, inland, and cyberspace, and effectively executing civil defense tasks and high-quality drills. Building a strong, exemplary military party committee is critical. Party congresses at all levels within the military must be thoroughly organized, high-quality, and exemplary for the entire party. He stressed the importance of fostering commendation efforts, ensuring security, and implementing flexible, effective policies for troops, especially those in challenging roles. He also highlighted the need for proactive, practical defense diplomacy and timely logistics supply and technical support. General Zhang affirmed that 2025 is a pivotal year for accelerating progress and achieving the goals of the 11th Military Party Congress, contributing to safeguarding the fatherland and propelling the country into a new era. Also, on December the 26th, the Central Military Commission and the Emulation and Reward Council of the Ministry of National Defense launched the Determined to Win emulation movement in 2025. In 2024, the Central Military Commission Standing Committee and the Ministry of National Defense proposed to award the government's emulation flag to 59 collectives and the Ministry of National Defense emulation flag to 276 collectives that have excellently and comprehensively completed the mission in all aspects, making them role models in the emulation in the whole military in 2024. contributing to the cause of building the military, strengthening defense, and protecting the country. In the coming year, affiliated agencies and units need to properly implement the emulation movement, thus in a timely manner awarding and honoring groups and individuals with excellent performance in fulfilling training mission for combat readiness, disease prevention and control, search and rescue mission, the e-government project, digital transformation, and other missions. On the morning of December the 26th, General Phan Van Giang, Minister of National Defense of Vietnam, received Colonel General Alexander Fomin, Deputy Defense Minister of Russia. Highly evaluating the outcomes of the 7th Vietnam-Russia Defense Strategy Dialogue, Minister Phan Van Giang asked the two sides to augment defense cooperation activities commensurate with the traditional friendship and comprehensive strategic partnership of the two countries, in accordance with international law as well as the law and real conditions of each country. Both sides were also expected to continue implementing effectively the existing cooperation mechanisms while deepening the cooperation between arms and services, thereby affirming the role of defense cooperation as an important pillar in the Vietnam-Russia relations. Expressing thanks to the host for the reception, Colonel General Fomin voiced his belief that, with the outcomes of this defense strategy dialogue, the defense relations between the two countries would be further promoted and consolidated, fulfilling the role in the overall bilateral relations. The 7th Vietnam-Russia Defense Strategy Dialogue was held on the morning of December 26th at the Ministry of National Defense headquarters. Sing Lieutenant General Hoàng Xuân Chiến, Deputy Defense Minister, and his Russian counterpart, Colonel General Alexander Fomin, co-chaired the dialogue. At the event, General Chiến affirmed the role of defense cooperation as an important pillar in the overall traditional friendship and comprehensive strategic partnership between Vietnam and Russia. General Fomin congratulated the Ministry of National Defense of Vietnam on the occasion of the 80th founding anniversary of the Vietnam People's Army and the 35th Whole People's Defense Festive Day. He also stressed that 2025 marks the 75th Vietnam-Russia diplomatic ties. In the coming time, the two sides will augment the bilateral defense cooperation towards effectiveness and practicality, with a focus on delegation exchanges at all levels, especially high-level ones, and other important cooperation mechanisms. Concluding the dialogue, the two heads of delegation inked a number of documents which serve as the foundation for the implementation of the bilateral defense cooperation in the coming time. Coming up next, international tourist attraction to Vietnam discussed. Vietnam becomes world's second biggest garment exporter. Vietnam is actively promoting its strengths to enhance its competitiveness in attracting international tourists. The issue of attracting international arrivals to come and return was discussed at the Forum on Aviation Logistics for Vietnamese Tourism Brand Development on the morning of December 26th. Experts affirmed that aviation logistics is a key factor in attracting international tourists to Vietnam, as well as supporting the tourism industry in providing high-quality utility services. At the event, the participants discussed solutions to improve the quality of aviation services, develop direct flights to potential tourism markets, as well as improve airport infrastructure to best serve tourists. Among the many factors, promoting the development of green tourism and minimizing plastic waste plays a particularly important role in attracting international tourists to come and return. According to the Vietnam National Textile and Garment Group, so far, textile and garment enterprises have received orders until the end of the first quarter, even the second quarter of next year. Vietnam has achieved the best growth rate at over 10%. It is expected that by the end of 2024, the total export turnover will reach nearly $44 billion, positioning the country as the world's second biggest exporter, only behind India that achieved a growth rate of nearly 7%. To maintain the growth target, next year Vinatex will develop sustainably on all four pillars of environment, society, governance, and finance. And that's all for now. Remember, you can always watch the news again at QPVN.vn. Now, thank you for watching and hope to see you next time.